Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back. And today we're gonna do a little maintenance, but we also, as you guys probably seen in the thumbnail, we're doing two things here. I'm gonna try the new oil filter, so hopefully this thing works out like I want it to.
Oh, say less.
I'm trying out a new oil filter from AMSOIL. It's supposed to be an even better oil filter than the one that they have for the K&N, the ones I like to use. The only reason why I really like using those is because when you have a oil filter that's in a hard spot, to have a little a nut on there, like where you can be able to just get it off of there without trying to get a grip around it. When you got a tight spot, you can put a socket on it or whatever and get it off. It works out perfect, but in this case, ours is located in a pretty good spot, so it shouldn't be that much of a big deal. But we're gonna try that out. And the second thing is we have an issue with an error that most Subarus have to deal with at some point in time. Now, that issue being the windshield washer fluid empty error that shows up on your dash. I don't really like seeing anything yellow on the dash, but we're gonna look into that issue and see. We're gonna talk about it a little bit and see what we can do for now until we come up with something better. But forget it. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I'm gonna change oil. You know, oil change is like any other oil change, man. It's just this time I'm just using a different filter. But let's get into it. So look here, y'all. So in my attempts to get ahead of time, I'm trying to get ahead of schedule. So your boy, I'm really trying to grind these videos out, because though I told y'all in the other video that there's gonna be some lapses and it's gonna be happening, but I'm trying to fight it off as much as I can. So in an attempt to try and minimize those breaks, I'm trying to get ahead on videos. So today just so happens to be Father's Day, so this gonna put it into perspective for you a little bit. Stuff I got going on while I'm waiting for the iWire stuff to come out and to actually get started. I'm trying to make preparations, get myself ready for the actual swap, and I'm trying to get this stuff knocked out. The video that happened last week, man, goodness, dude. When I tell you, whenever I put that doggone thing together, when I fixed the truck, pulled it out, about 5 minutes after I got in, shut the garage door, boom, it started storming like crazy all over again. So me trying to do that bumper was a bad idea. It's coming. I'm gonna get it done too, but just to let you guys know, today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I know I'm just yipping and yapping, but now let's get into it. All right, so let's get into a little bit of information about this oil filter. So this is the EA 15K20 oil filter. So what that means is the 15 in this part number here indicates how many miles you can go in between oil changes at 15K. Am I gonna do that? Heck no. I'm still gonna change my oil every 3,000 miles like I usually do. You know, 3,000, 3,500 miles, something like that. But that's kind of what I want to do there. Now, looking at this thing is telling you how it actually, its efficiency matter. It's not saying who these guys are, but most oil filters go in between 30 microns, and they're claiming to do 20 microns. So that's that much more filtration. So that's that much more protection. So anything like that, I'm down for anything that's going to protect my engine as much as possible. So that's kind of the reason why I want to try. I want to try this out just so I want to see what it is, see how it does. And another thing, let's pull it out of the box. The color of it. I like the fact that it's black. Number one, because the oil filter inside the car that I'm using at a K&N, it's like you see you see the whole entire theme of the engine bay, and then bam, you got that oil filter white, and it just stands out. So it takes away from everything else in the engine bay whenever you put this in there. But having the black one on there, it's gonna make it kind of fit with the whole entire theme of the car. So that's the reason why I really want to try it out for that, just to change that in there. But also because it's AMSOIL, and you know everything AMSOIL is the truth. But that's why we're going to use that. And along with that, I'm getting, this is the pretty much the oil filter socket. So and this is going to fit on there, and this will help me be able to take that thing out of there. So there we go. Like I say, that's the part number on there. I'll link it in the description if you are interested in getting something like this. Probably not, but you know, this is what I use. This is what I like to use. This is the brand of oil I like to use, so I figured why not use their oil filters as well. So let me go ahead and time lapse you guys through this oil change. I'm gonna drain the oil and all of that stuff, and then we'll go through the process of putting this thing on there. And I want to make sure that it fits, because if not, we're gonna be making another run to the store to go grab a different filter, but should be fine. Let's get into it. Me a rag just in case here. Man, it's oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. We got something else going on here now. I think oh man, the center bolt is coming out. But this job turned out to be more than what I wanted it to be, because look at that. The bolt came out. Damn. So now I gotta catch oil. This just turned into a huger job than I wanted it to be. Dang. Well, that was a bit unexpected. So now I'm gonna have to take all of this stuff apart to clean it up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this off, clean all of this stuff up, and kind of resettle all of this stuff back in, and then I'll turn you guys back on. Okay, y'all. Man, when I tell you that turned into a simple oil change, just turned into something bigger than what I wanted it to be. It's crazy. But I think the issue is when I put this on, I think I put it on with a wrench, so I may have put it on there way too tight. So looking at the seal on this thing, it is a much thicker seal than the K&N. Not to say anything bad about it, but like I said, we just gonna try this thing out. And this time I'm only gonna do it hand tight, because you're only really supposed to do this thing hand tight. And I may have failed at that. All right, so let's go on ahead here now. Put a little oil around this seal. There we go. Screw that guy on there. And with using no tools, I'm going to do this thing hand tight.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody
I really don't like that big old sticker on there, so I might take that sticker off. Make it look better.
Stop it. Get some help.
Damn!
And there we go. Hand tight. Let me see, will this thing come off here? Easily? And by y'all, it does. Yeah, boy. Looking uniform in here. All right, so now all we got to do is add oil. But first, let me button up the bottom end, and then we'll go to adding oil. All right, y'all. So I got all of that wrapped up. Oil is in the car. All that's good. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole video, because I mean it's gonna be a quick little fix. But let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Whenever I start the car, I get in here, turn the thing on, and then this is what I get. Boom. I get windshield washer low, and then I get that on there. Then I get the little eye and the little washer yellow light on there. And I'm just tired of seeing that sort of thing. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get up underneath here. I'm gonna jack the car up a little bit higher so that I can see it. And then we're going to, so we're gonna jack the car up a little bit, and I'm gonna pull off a couple of the covers that's over the windshield washer fluid reservoir. And then I'm gonna show you guys what Well, what I'm looking at and what my fix is going to be for this problem. So let's get this thing going. All right, y'all. So here we go. So it's going to be on the driver's side of the car, right up underneath this panel right here. So you got a pop clip here, pop clip right here as well, right here, pop clip right here, and then there's a screw right there that we're gonna have to take out. You can either get, I think that's an 8, no, it's a 10. So here's your screw right here. Where is it? There it is, right there. This is a screw. So I'm gonna pull this out right there. Sorry for the shaky camera work, but I don't have the car too high up. Oh no. Okay, there it is. Cool. Pop that out of there. Pop these clips out right here. Got that clip out. Got that clip out. All of that is released there. All right, y'all. So here we go. Here's my fluid reservoir. It's extremely full. And the key, this is your sensor that tells you what, if you're empty or not on your washer fluid. Now, I don't really think this is going to be easy to remove. You can replace the sensor. I don't think this is serviceable like that. There's a few things you can do. You can try and pull this sensor out and replace the sensor, but you got to empty this and then take this whole thing off, which is going to require you to take off the entire bumper and everything. And then you can replace that. The second thing you can do is you can let this thing run all the way out. So what I'm going to do is run it till it's dry. And then I'm probably going to try that next step, and I'll take y'all with me on that process. But this thing is too full, and I'm going to wait till then. And once it's dry, put in some distilled white vinegar in here. That'll kind of clean up the sensor, because what the issue is that the sensor, it gets a lot of debris in there, and how hot it is in Texas. It gets hot in there. And that stuff, that the additive that's in the windshield washer fluid, it will it kind of hardens up, and I think that's what's going on here. So it's got like the sensor's like a little slide. It's got a little slide at the top. It's like a float on it. So I think the float on this thing is stuck at the bottom. So because it's stuck at the bottom, it's not showing that it's full, because this thing is pretty much almost all the way full, because I thought it was. I thought that was the issue with it. I overfilled it. So now what I'm gonna have to do now. So once you put the vinegar in there and you run it through there, it'll help clean this thing up, and then maybe the float will rise back up, and then I know that it's working because the error light will go away. So we're gonna try that out and see if it works whenever I empty this thing out, but I'll show you that whenever we get to it. So for right now, we can do the third thing you can do is you can unplug this sensor. Now, unplugging the sensor, I'm used to, I'm not the youngest guy ever, so I've been around when they didn't have cool little things like this on here to tell you when your windshield wiper fluid was low. Only way I found out is when I tried to hit the windshield washer fluid and nothing came out. Oh, it's empty. Let me go get some. So I'm about to revert back to that Flintstone type age, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug this. Now, if I unplug this, this should make the light go out on the dash, and I should still be able to have functionality of the windshield washer fluid, because the motor for that thing is on this side over here. It's over here on that side. So this is just to tell you if you're low or not. This is that sensor. So what I'm going to do, there is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not, but there's the connectors right here. The little push pin for the plug is on this side. It's pretty much facing the rear of the car. So you push this in. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It's right here. You squeeze that thing. And then we're gonna work, there we go, and work the sensor out. So now the sensor is out of there. Now we are good to go. So now, technically, when I start the car, it shouldn't show anything. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get in the car, I'm gonna turn the key to the on position, and I should not see that error come on again. So let's track that out and let's see if that's what's gonna happen. All right, here we go. So let's try this thing out here. Key in the ignition. Turn it on, let's see if it happens like it did before. So we go to the on position. Oh, there it is. Problem solved. No more lights on the dash, baby. Okay, so we good. So that actually worked. All right. So now let's work on moving the securing that whole situation up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some electrical tape, and I got a couple of zip ties down here. All right. So now, as a means to protect the sensor and the connector, I'm going to be using some electrical tape here. All right, so as you can see there, I zip tied it up here so it's protected, put some tape on it. I put a piece of paper towel on it because, you know, that residue from the freaking tape gets on there, and I don't want that to keep the plug from going in. And I covered that up too. It should be fairly protected by this little mud guard right here. So there you go. Problem is resolved. We are good to go. So I'm gonna wrap all of this stuff up, and I'm gonna put all this back together. Go back to the car, let it down. I'm gonna start it up and make sure that I ain't got no leaks up there where we had to do that little extra repair there. So let me do that, and then. All right, here we go, y'all. So we're gonna turn this thing on. No light here. So now let's turn it on and let's see if we got an oil leak. So let's go check. Seem to be doing okay. All right, we are off the ramps. I'm gonna move these guys out the way. Then we're gonna check my oil level and document my manual on my oil change. And we're gonna be good to go. We can wrap this thing up. So let me go ahead and do that. And then we'll close this thing out. You know what? I just noticed that I did not test out the windshield wiper fluid. Windshield wiper, yeah, to see if it works still. So there it is. Still works. So I had to make sure I do that. All right, y'all. So that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Nothing too big, nothing too major, man. It's just still waiting and preparing. So appreciate y'all if y'all made it this far in the video, man. Make sure that you do like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit all so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.